way in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep in the hay.
Hi Helen, how are you?
Oh, hi Liam. Lovely to see you. What are you doing here?
I'm just looking at the cribs here, Helen. I was thinking of buying one for my little cousin. Aren't they really nice?
Oh, they're so beautiful. So many different types. Did you know, actually, that it was St. Francis of Assisi who first introduced people to the crib?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was explaining the nativity story to the local people, and he used little figures to resemble Mary and Joseph. And that's where we get the idea of the crib from today.
Oh, very nice.
Francis was a very practical man, and he knew that seeing this would help people to understand that Mary and Joseph were real people too, with a real baby, and that they were surrounded by ordinary people in a humble little stable.
The people of Greatshall were very excited about this, and many others travelled from other places to see it. They lit candles in the darkness and sang hymns in praise of God. So, it's thanks to St. Francis, a man of peace and kindness, that we have our beautiful cribs in our homes and in our churches to remind us of the wonderful night when baby Jesus was born, and the angels who sang about peace on earth and goodwill to all people.
Saint Francis is a man we hear a lot of stories about. He was a very holy man who lived in Assisi in Italy. When he was a young man, he was very rich and used his money to fix churches that were in ruins and to help the poor and the sick.
Francis became a preacher, telling people about God and showing God's love by the way he lived. A lot of other men joined him to work for people who needed help. They became Franciscan monks, and they followed St. Francis's way of life, being kind to the people they met and sharing everything they had with the poor.
After a while, his friend Claire, who also lived in Assisi, helped him to set up a community of women who also wanted to help people, and they became known as the Poor Clare Sisters. Some of these sisters live in our own diocese nowadays in a place called the Poor Clare Monastery in Greycullen in Carlow. Clare became a saint as well, and we hear stories about her kindness too.
St. Francis loved nature and told people that they should look after their environment because God had created it for them. He also loved animals, and they loved him too. He called the birds and the animals his brothers and sisters, and he told everybody to be kind to all creatures.
Did you know that Saint Francis is the patron saint of animals, shopkeepers, and of ecologists? His important message was that how we look after the world and how we treat each other shows how much we love God.
Liam, when we look into the crib, what do we see?
There's a stable, not a fancy house, but a humble, quiet place with straw on the floor and animals living there, giving their warmth and their love to little baby Jesus.
Aww. Yeah, we also see shepherds who are ordinary people living and looking after their sheep on the hills nearby. Do you know that they saw the light of the star in the sky and they heard the angels singing? So, as well as that, we have the angels and the star above the crib.
Then we have Mary and Joseph and their little donkey. They are tired after a long journey, and they have been worried about where they would stay. The kindness of the innkeeper who allowed them to stay in the stable has made them very, very happy.
Finally, we have the little baby Jesus who came into the world all those years ago so that we would know all about the great love God has for each one of us. He is the light of the world, and his light shines in each one of us.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to our December video. I hope that you all enjoyed learning about the crib today. Also hope that you all received your little present during the week in your schools.
It is a little figure of the baby Jesus, the Bambinelli. And we'd like to invite you to bring yourself and your little figure of the baby Jesus to Mass this Sunday, the third Sunday of Advent, where you can have it blessed. We hope then that you'll place it inside your crib.
If you can make it to the church this weekend, then you could also tune in via the parish webcam or Mass Live on Facebook, and you can get it blessed there. Thanks for tuning in for our video. I hope to see you all again in 2021.
Nullig Honitzi of Galer.
Slán!